Ask a lot of university educated 23 to 25-year-olds what the worst decision of their recent life has been, and a lot of them will say go into university. It's a trend that I am seeing increasingly amongst people that I know that have gone to university, and you'd be surprised at how many people I know, male and female, young people who have dropped out of their degrees. The truth of the matter is, I don't think university is for everybody, and I don't think it's something that's spoken about enough. So I want to give the opinion of people who I've spoken to, what I've learnt from these people, and also share a bit of my experience and opinions as someone who is in the process of completing a degree. So first of all, let's talk about the facts, right? There is absolutely an emphasis these days on pushing young people to degrees. And on paper, it makes sense. An educated workforce is one that thrives, it's one that makes more money, it's one that does better for themselves, for society, for the country, for GDP, etc, etc, etc. So what we have is a market where a lot of young people are told to go and get a degree. It's also seen for a lot of people as a prestigious thing. That's a big part of it, actually. It's seen for a lot of people as a prestigious thing, right? For example, I was the first person in my family to go to university. That's a big thing, right? Well done. And the same's true for a lot of people up and down the country. Now, the first problem that I think a lot of people find with a degree happens when they come out. A lot of people who actually do graduate, we'll talk about those first, because let's hear the success stories, or the success stories. A lot of people who do graduate realise that they are, or have graduated in a completely useless, if not oversaturated area. Now, I know it sounds unbelievable, but you would not even imagine some of the, and I'm not trying to like destroy anybody's creative drive. I'm a big fan of art. I do a lot of drawing myself, but again, with everyone being pushed into these degrees for the wrong reason, right? If you want to go to an art degree, let's say, or a fashion design degree for the sake of personal development or personal betterment or just experiencing it, that's one thing. A lot of these people genuinely think they're going to get jobs making art, or games design is a big one, right? When in actuality, a lot of the best artists, game designers, maybe not game designers, but fashion houses, they're made by the person themselves, right? Do you think Van Gogh, whatever, had an art degree? I don't think he did. Not from Nottingham University, right? And that's no diss to that particular university, but the point is, these degrees mean nothing. They're not from Oxford or Cambridge or any other prestigious university. Your bog standard UK US degree in a basic university has very low requirements for entry. And again, when it's in an already, again, not judging anybody's personal wants, but in terms of quality and meaning for the workforce, when it's in an already meaningless category, this seems to mean very little to employers, because here's where people go wrong in the degree like category or process. Having a degree is good. Having a degree makes more money. And, you know, these two things, people don't think, well, let's get a degree in, I don't know if it's a good degree or not. I'm just giving examples. Coding or cyber security or business or accounting. People then, because they're told a degree itself is good, games design. That's a meaningless degree for most people. There's very few jobs in that market. The jobs that are in that market usually pay quite well. So what that means is that they can command the employees that they want, right? Which is usually not you. You with a degree from, I don't want to give out random university names, but you know what I mean. You from nothingness university in the middle of nowhere, your degree means nothing. So a lot of these people get into the world and realise that they're £60,000+, because not everyone completes it in 3 years, to be fair, in debt, and they're not getting any job prospects that they thought they would. You know, they're still getting the bog standard office jobs or working in a shop, etc. You'd be surprised, by the way, at how many people are doing that. I know you could say, well, they could start in an office and work their way up to management. Yeah, they could. But that's fine if you've done a business degree like me. I still don't want that path, but, you know, you can kind of see it, right, as like, for me at least, because I run my own businesses, that's like a backup. You know it's there because you've done a business degree. It's kind of like the expected path. if you've done an art degree and you're going to end up working in an office doing admin work, you feel pretty mugged. Let's be honest. Another one is for the people who don't complete their degree, because again, there are a lot of these people, more people than you'd actually believe or realise. So a good number of people don't complete their degree. I don't want to give a percentage, I don't have the statistics, but I know of these people. I don't care for statistics, I care for what I've seen in the real world. I know off the top of my head, people who I was in my degree with, in my immediate friendship group, we went in at the same time. I can think of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people that dropped their degree, right? And they're doing something else now. Because again, when everyone's pushed into doing a degree, they're told it's the right thing, they're told it's going to get them ahead, when in reality they didn't like school, they barely did well enough in school. And again, I think it is because it's a money-making business that a lot of these universities will accept people who got very bad grades in school or average grades to go do a degree. So what a lot of these people realise is, right, so I'm doing a degree, and it's rubbish. I don't want to be a 21, 23-year-old sat in a classroom, right? I'm not saying everyone, but this is a large number of people. So what happens? They end up dropping out, right? And by the way, this doesn't mean that they go on to be failures. I think people have this image of dropouts is one of two things. People think that they're either going to be millionaire tech startup founders or basement-dwelling losers. I know people, good people, who've left their degree and gone to do plumbing, gone to do electrical engineering, right? Apprenticeships, let's say. Gone to work in an office, do commission sales. And all of these people, most of these people at least, are on track to make more than what they would have done with a degree. And here is another truth about degrees, right? These guys aren't wrong for dropping out necessarily, or not wanting to complete a degree, let's say. We'll reword that. They're not wrong for not wanting a degree. Because, you know, like I say, a lot of these people, they're like, oh yeah, man, when we catch up, let's say, yeah, I'm not doing the degree anymore, I'm now doing plumbing, and it's great, I love it. That was their work, right? That was their kind of calling in their career. It wasn't to do spreadsheets on data. They were meant to be a plumber. And by the way, there's nothing wrong with that. But society tells us that there is. Because I know other graduates who are in, again, good fields, good degrees. I'm not talking about the games design. I'm talking law degrees, accounting degrees. They're not getting that much money, which, again, makes them feel slightly scammed. But I think you get what I'm saying here, right? Is there a market of people who a degree is for? Yes. Do I regret doing a degree? Myself, I can answer that in two ways. I can answer that by asking a question and then answering it for myself. Has a degree really helped my career prospects? Honestly, not really. Any kind of basic office job that you can work your way up in, you can get without a degree. In fact, I know people who started work at age 16, 17, 18. They're at the level that I would be if I was to get a graduate job, but because they kind of eased in at the lower levels, it was easy for them to get on the actual careers ladder, let's say. So was it worth it career-wise? No. Did I learn a lot in terms of life? Yes. Did I have time to think about what I wanted in life? Yes. Did I see a different view on the world? Yes. Is it worth it for most people? No, it's not. You see, people always talk about the fact that university used to be free in places like the UK, but people fail to acknowledge the numbers of people who now go to university. A lot more people go because of two reasons, I think. Number one, the standards of what is expected and also what is required for entry have dropped substantially. And number two, because the level of what is offered is increased. People are told it's the right thing, but for a lot of them it is not. And this is why I made a video the other day saying about the fact that I think a lot of young people, when they're told to go to university at 18, it's the worst move that they can do. And I know that there's a small percentage of people who watch my videos who think that the human experience is just about working in a job all the time. I disagree with that. And I don't think that any age that I have in the future, any level of wealth, is going to change my opinion. I think life is for living. So my point is this: when I am hearing people saying that life is all about work, I don't think it entirely is. And I will never say otherwise. So a lot of these young people, if they want to get straight into the workplace with a good start, maybe a degree in some of these fields is worth it. But I don't think it's the best thing to do at 18, because you're going to get yourself into 60 to 80,000 pounds worth of debt or more. And by the time you've graduated, you may not even want to do what you thought you did, because you were 16, 18 when you picked. You're 16 when you do your A levels and pick them. 18 when you go to your degree, for most people. What does an 18-year-old want? An 18-year-old doesn't even know what they want yet. Let's be honest, I've been there. We've all lived that age. An 18-year-old doesn't even know what they want yet, because they've not lived anything. They've not lived any real life. Probably not had a proper job at all. Probably not worked a 9 to 5. Probably not felt what adult life is yet at all. So to tell these people, oh, go and get a job full time or do a degree, they don't have an adult understanding. So what's my point? I think everyone should think very strongly and hardly and long before they go straight into a degree, and I don't think enough people do. That's all I want to say for today. It's just a thoughts video really, but thank you for watching.